Have you ever come up with a great idea but just can't seem to get it into video? No? Well, that's the end of the video. Today we're going to go through and I'm going to explain a few little tips and tricks that I do to ensure that my ideas turn into great videos. So without further ado, let's get on with the video. My first tip is write it down. Whenever you come up with an idea, just write it down. Don't try and remember it, because our brains are built for coming up with ideas, not remembering them. So as soon as you come up with an idea, write it down. Have a little notebook that you write it in. I like to carry a little notebook around with me pretty much all day. So whenever I come up with a video idea, no matter how crazy it is, I like to write it down. So that is the first tip for turning your ideas into videos. It's write it down. And tip number 2 is plan it, but also review your plan. So a nice little tip that I like to do when I'm planning videos, whether it's a social media post, a YouTube video, a YouTube short, I like to have the end goal in mind throughout the whole thing. So decide how I want the video to end. Do I want the audience to go away with value? Okay, what's the value that I want to take them away? And then if you build back from the end point of how you want your audience to feel, or what is the end goal, then you very quickly come up with your video idea. Once you've sort of decided how you want the video to end, you need to go back through your plan. You want to plan your video shot by shot, how you want your audience to feel at each stage, coming up with the different shots, the journey that you want your audience to go in. Tip number 3 is sometimes you just need to get on with it. I know this one contradicts the planning tip a little bit, but it gets to the point where sometimes you just need to go out and get on with the video. You can plan your shots, you can spend too much time planning, but sometimes people plan, but they actually are procrastinating instead. So get on with the filming, get on with it. Sometimes you just need to get behind the camera and start really seeing your idea come to life. I've found that a lot of time when shooting video ads for social media. I plan a basic shot list, and then when I start getting into the groove of filming, my idea really comes to life. So sometimes you really just need to get out there and just do it. And sometimes you might have this idea for a perfect shot, and it might take you 10 tries to get it. You might actually have to start getting into the groove, keep trying it over and over again to really get that shot. And that's okay, stick with it, keep going, but really just get into it and just start filming as soon as possible. These are a few questions for when you're reviewing your video plan that you can ask yourself to make sure you've got a good video idea. Is this plan and script or shot list still true to the idea that I came up with? Sometimes your videos will evolve as they go, and that's okay, but it's a good question to ask yourself. Is this video still true to the idea that initially sparked this, or does this video idea fit into my marketing sort of strategy and my marketing goals? If no, then I think you need to rethink that. I know that one's very specific and might just be for businesses, but you could also say for if you're doing sort of personal videos and YouTube channel stuff, you can ask, is this fitting into my long-term goals? And ask if it's feeding into that. So that's always good to sort of help you keep in track for sort of the long term. So that's a very good question to ask yourself. Another tip is, just going to throw this one in there, sometimes ask for feedback from someone. If you can find someone else, because you've been working on your video idea for a while and it's your sort of like little baby and you really love it, you might want to get a second pair of eyes to look over it and have a quick read. Good one as well is who you're aiming the video at. Quickly come up with a little target audience for your video. Does that reach your long-term target audience? Does that reach your broader target audience? Is it a slightly niched up version of your existing target audience? Just ask a few questions of who you want this video to speak to, who's the audience for that video. So leading on from who's this video aiming at, you can ask yourself, where you've come up with your video idea is, will this affect your target audience the way you want it to? Will this give them value? Will this give them entertainment? Will they come away feeling happy? Will they come away feeling inspired? Just really ask yourself what emotions and how do you want your target audience to feel once they've consumed your video idea. So a quick summary of what you need to do to turn your ideas into videos. Write them down when you come up with them. Make sure you have a good plan. Sometimes you just need to get on with the video and not spend too much time planning. And when you're planning your video, there's a few questions that you can ask yourself. So they're my tips for turning your video ideas into videos. So I think I've got a few more, so let me know if you want to see another few tips on how to turn your ideas into videos in the comments down below. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you in the next video, and I'll see you in a bit. Peace.